Nicki Keohohou, CEO and co-founder of the Direct Selling World Alliance. We're thrilled to have you back for the third session in our series, Money Talks. The new year is a perfect time to gain momentum in our business and life with fresh insight on a topic that so many direct sellers avoid, money. I'm excited to introduce you once again to LaRaine McCoy. LaRaine is a financial expert who works with top leaders in direct sales to encourage them to stay on top financially, to strengthen their businesses and teams, and to keep more of the money they've worked so hard to earn. This session is part 3 of the 4-part series on how to have money talks with your team. Today she'll offer tips and talking points to encourage your team to expect and plan for the unexpected in business and in life. If you missed LaRaine's previous 2 webinars, How to Get Started with Money Talks and Going All In, they're available on the DSWA website for DSWA members. So LaRaine, welcome back.
Thank you, Nicki. I'm thrilled to be back once again as a guest of the DSWA. Welcome, everyone. I'm feeling energized and enthusiastic to share with you one of the most important things your team may not be thinking about, planning for a rainy day. Now, before you think, oh, you just mean savings, hold on. Let's dig a little deeper together. My goal is to share ways to encourage your team to expect and plan for the unexpected in business and life.
LaRaine, this is a topic that I am really passionate about. You know, all too often I see direct sellers who become very successful and quite quickly. And then they struggle to maintain their income because they don't know how to plan for the ups and the downs of business and life. So before we dig in, we may have a few folks who have missed your first webinars on initiating money talks and going all in. Is there anything you'd like to quickly recap for context in today's webinar?
Yes, thank you, Nicki. These topics really build on one another, so I highly recommend that members view them all on the DSWA website. And if you're not a member, these recorded webinars are another great reason to join. In the first of our Money Talk webinars, Getting Started, we covered how to set the stage for Money Talks, starting with your team members' emotional why. I gave 3 important business basics as well for you to share with your team. In the second webinar, Going All In, we covered critical steps to take when your team member is ready to make a full-time career out of the business. We talked about cash flow, investing long-term, and touched on several important investing basics. Then in both webinars, we covered the critical importance of having a personalized, directly financial plan designed around the unique needs of direct sellers.
I got to tell you, LaRaine, as I went through those with you and listened to them and then re-listened to them, there were so many great tips and ideas that will support any direct seller to feel good about their finances and what they're doing. You know, that cash flow, there are ups and downs in the business, and knowing how to prepare for that, that emotional why piece is, I think, one of the most important things any direct seller can learn to really build relationships with their team. So lots of good things covered in parts 1 and 2. So what do you have in store for us in this part 3?
Well, in webinar 3, we're focusing on your team member who is likely saying, wow, when it rains, it pours. Do you remember when you were a kid dreaming out loud with your friends? I wish I had $1 million. Well, I wish I had billions, trillions, and gazillions. I wish I had enough money to buy anything I wanted. Sometimes the rain is a welcome surprise, and with many direct selling models, it's possible to make a substantial amount of money quickly. You may have experienced this yourself at one point, so you felt the excitement and the anxiety that comes along with unexpected money.
LaRaine, this is so relevant. I appreciate your positive and proactive approach to this subject. For the folks watching this webinar, as direct sales leaders, that initial income tipping point is a real opportunity to demonstrate financial leadership with your teams by empowering them to plan ahead.
Yes, it's important to consider your team members' mindset during this pivotal time. When you're suddenly showered with unexpected money, it's exciting. It can also be overwhelming. There may be changes in lifestyle, relationships, and financial responsibilities. Dr. Stephen Goldberg and Dr. Joan DeFuria identified 4 stages of adjustment your team members may experience when it rains. You may go through lots of change with money. It's normal and to be expected. The first phase, honeymoon phase, is a time of high excitement. You feel invincible, on top of the world. You may go through a frenzy of spending, and it can be a dangerous time when you're tempted to make risky decisions. Second, awareness. In this stage, the reality starts to settle in. You begin to exchange feelings of power and invincibility with feeling vulnerable. You begin to rein in your spending to set limits. 3, in the identity phase, you start to accept the position of affluence as your new normal. It's a time of self-discovery. You say, money doesn't define me. Who do I really want to be? And the 4th stage, my favorite, you have come to terms with your thinking around money. You have a purpose with money for yourself, your family, and your community. In this phase, you answer and take action on the question, what do I want to do for the greater good? Are we having fun yet?
This is so helpful, LaRaine. It's really important to consider where your team member is in the process before engaging them with a money talk. And the best way to find out where they are is to ask. It's appropriate, it's compassionate, it's empathetic, and it demonstrates your vested interest in them as part of your team. Now, what about the times when it rains and it's not so fun?
For some, making a lot of money fast creates new, unexpected, uncharted challenges. The saying, more money, more problems, in some ways is undeniably true. Sudden wealth syndrome refers to the emotional challenges, the money shock, identity issues a person goes through when quickly becoming affluent. Lottery winners, professional athletes, celebrities, those who get a big inheritance. You've heard the stories of individuals who come into money and then lose it all through overspending, mismanagement, and perhaps unscrupulous advisors who don't have their clients' best interest at heart. Now, to clarify, wealth or affluence is that amount of money that you never expected to have. It's in the eye of the beholder. It could be 100,000, 100 million, or anything in between. It's what you perceive. Now, some of you may scoff at this syndrome of sudden wealth, saying, well, there are lots of people who would love to have your problem. And maybe that's how you once felt about the affluent. And now you're one of them. You know firsthand what it's like to get everything you wished for, plus a whole lot more. According to Goldberg and DeFuria, you may have sudden wealth syndrome if you show even 3 of the following signs and symptoms: denial, guilt, invincible, overwhelm, confusion, fear. Now, this list sounds clinical, but it's really about them, how they're feeling, and where they are in the process. It's your role as their caring, compassionate leader to have these money talks. Here's how they're likely feeling. You feel intense elation, fear, excitement, all wrapped up together. At times, you feel uptight and irritable and have trouble sleeping. You can't believe this is really happening. You feel like maybe you don't deserve it. You don't know how to act. You're afraid that you will make a mistake and the money will be gone. Being affluent brings you more worry than joy. And last, you have a hard time talking with friends and family because you feel disconnected. They don't understand your business, they don't understand your success, and they don't understand your struggles with affluence.
LaRaine, this sounds a little familiar. I've had a lot of people that have made a lot of money in this business, and many didn't know what to do with it in the beginning, went a little bit crazy, and maybe didn't prepare very well. You know, sometimes we think, wow, what a great deal to have so much money, I don't know what to do with it. But you can make mistakes, and that part of deserve, that's one of the biggest things I hear from people is, I don't deserve that, or I'm not worthy of that. And either one of those, people self-sabotage, or they go through the money and it's gone, and then they don't know what happened. So what can leaders do to support their teams in instances like this?
Well, how to make the best of a good situation? First, I can't say this enough. Be bold about having money talks with your team. You want to anticipate change and watch for the signs of sudden wealth syndrome. Educate your team on financial basics and look for opportunities to dig deeper. Discuss feelings and reinforce that their responses to affluence are normal. Second, encourage them to seek sound advice. Connect with a financial advisor. Identifying financial goals, developing and following a directly financial plan tailor-made for you can help empower you to live your life in line with your vision and values, to spend with intention on what matters most to you, to include setting aside money for fun. And third, leaders, take time to learn about managing your own money. Take time to think through your own decisions. Set an example of financial leadership for your team. You want to empower them to take an active role in managing their money. Sudden wealth can have a real impact on your family, your spouse or partner, even your kids, especially if you're not actively partnering to manage your money together. I've heard sobering stories of gambling, day trading, high-risk investments, and overspending. This is just another reason why having a plan and sticking to it together is so critical.
LaRaine, you're right. This is critical. It is very important. I really appreciate your family-first mentality, and I know the direct sellers watching this webinar do too. Having alignment on things like spending and saving and overarching financial plans to support the new lifestyle are really key to long-term success for those people who pop to the top fast and don't know quite what to do with it.
Thank you, Nicki. Now, there are some common mistakes of the newly affluent, and I want you to know I share these mistakes in no way to judge or blame, but to empower you with tips to support your team. First, money under the mattress. When you have money stockpiled in a literal mattress or bank account with no organized plan, it's easily spent. Or you may be tempted by someone to buy financial products like insurance or annuities that may or may not be in your best interest. Second, investing in the latest gold, investing heavily in the latest trend, real estate, gold, windmills. As I shared in webinar 2, just don't put your eggs, all your eggs or money into one or two baskets. Diversify into a variety of financial baskets. So if one basket tips over, you have other baskets in place. 3, mistaking financial tools for a financial plan. Building a financial future is like building a house. Financial products such as insurance, annuities, stocks, and bonds, they're like the hammers, nails, saws, and wrenches. They are tools. They're not a plan or a blueprint. A toolbox full of tools alone won't build a house. And 4, confusing complexity with value of a financial tool. You see, the more whistles and bells a financial product has, the greater the cost. Lots of features don't necessarily turn it into a great product, and it may or may not be a great fit for you. Encourage your teams to buy only the products they understand and are confident they fit into their overarching financial plan. And last, having a financial plan is key. If you're building a house, the architectural plans, the blueprints, are crucial. You can certainly build a house without a plan, but would you want to live there? By setting financial goals and having a directly financial plan, you give your money a purpose. Put your money to work for you and avoid these common mistakes.
LaRaine, thank you for that information there, because I don't think people realize what kinds of mistakes we make. We don't even know they're a mistake. I say we don't know what we don't know. And I've heard lots of stories of direct sellers that are making great money and then something happens and they lose everything. Maybe it's the company closing. Maybe it is the, a family member becoming ill and not having proper insurance for that. There's lots of different things, and it really breaks my heart because I know from what you've been teaching that this can be avoided. So what can direct sellers do to maintain some security when it rains?
Thank you, Nicki. This is a perfect segue. It's true. Sometimes the rain is not only unexpected, but it's unwelcome. Good money coming in can cover up a lot of mistakes. A person can spend freely and have no plan for spending, saving, or sharing, but still pay the bills. They look good from the outside. The appearance of affluence is maintained, and you don't know things are going wrong until a crisis hits. Then that person is left scrambling. Money without a purpose, without guidance, without direction is easily lost. And I want to emphasize, it can happen to anyone. Life happens, and as you shared a few minutes ago, recession, low sales, you change to a new company, widowed, divorced. One thing is for sure, it will rain. Are your team members prepared for the things they can't predict? Sudden loss of wealth syndrome, and yes, there is such a thing. A leader may feel she must keep up the appearance of affluence, even after something goes awry. Denial, she may be in denial and continue to spend like nothing has changed, blows through her savings, slides deeper and deeper into debt. She may feel embarrassed, shame, emotional pain. She may feel helpless, hopeless, worthless, lose confidence, feel anxious and afraid of the future. Your leader in crisis may become angry, bitter towards others, or withdraw and become deeply depressed. Depression is anger turned inward. If a person gets stuck in the grieving process, it can hamper any progress toward rebuilding and recovery. So when things go wrong, what is the right next step to take? First, consider lessons learned. Nothing is a failure. It's an opportunity to learn and grow. Forgive yourself. We're human. We make mistakes. Sometimes we make really big mistakes. Forgive others if others are involved. Your spouse, your company, you all played a part, and forgiveness will keep you moving forward. If you're in the driver's seat, you have to keep your eyes on the road, not on the rearview mirror. Try keeping a gratitude list and review it daily. Look around. What blessings can you still count? Seek financial advice and renew your financial plan. It may potentially get you back on track faster than you would on your own. And stay in touch with your community, with the people closest to you, your neighbors, your church, your synagogue, your temple, your team, your family and friends. You need your support system now more than ever. Keep positive people close. As a leader, you can be there for your people on your team and walk them through some of these next step strategies. And last, allow a time to grieve and then move on. Surround yourself with people who give you the inspiration, strategies, and support to keep you moving in the right direction. You can move forward. Ask yourself, what can I do different the next time?
You know, I love this positive direction that you're taking here, LaRaine. It's just, you know, a good way of thinking, because our thoughts make such a difference. And thoughts, of course, lead to feelings, feelings to action or inaction, action inaction to results or no results. So we say nothing ventured, nothing gained. My dad used to say, Nicki, these aren't mistakes, these are learning experiences, because you see, there is always a life lesson, a way to allow challenges in our life to strengthen and reinforce positive beliefs and behaviors. So I'm so glad that you're looking at it from this perspective.
Thank you. Absolutely. It's all about being ready for whatever life throws your way. Insurance. Life and health, disability, long-term care, property and casualty. Insurance is all about managing risk, because one thing is for sure, we know it will rain. So you want to protect what you have financially. Now there are three major choices. You can keep all of the risk. You can transfer all of the risk to someone else or to a company, or you can share the risk with a company or person.
So how do you know if a product like insurance fits into your personal financial plan?
Great questions. Here are some questions to share with your team as they consider financial solutions. Do I understand what the product is and how it works well enough to explain it to someone else? Does it align with my goals and values? Is this product in my best interest? And how does it compare with other products in terms of benefits, risks, and costs, including surrender fees and the amount the company pays the agent when you purchase the product? You see, most people don't think to ask about internal fees and commissions. Insurance agents are under no legal obligation to do what is in the client's best interest. Now, the state of New York, I know, is one of the few states that has a law that says an agent must provide in writing a list of all fees and compensation when the client requests. So regardless of which state or country you live in, before purchasing an insurance product, or any financial product for that matter, be bold. Ask questions. Now, my role is to support you to become confident and feel empowered to take control and make wise decisions about your money. I want you to keep more of the money you've worked so hard to earn. It's my passion, and I've dedicated my career to supporting direct sellers like you to do that. But it's challenging. Getting a handle on managing finances is tough. And that's why I'm here. My husband and business partner John and I devote hundreds of hours each year studying to stay on top of the latest investment options, to find investments and financial products that are in the best interest of our clients.
Oh, thank you so much, LaRaine. Can you tell us a little bit about the Directly Financial Plan, which is a term that I had not heard before, that you build for your direct sales clients? I imagine the leaders listening will want to share concepts from it with their teams, and they may want the information for themselves too.
Sure. I always tell my clients the best overarching bit of encouragement you can offer your team as they become more affluent is this: have a plan with your money. When you have a plan, it prepares you for when it rains, whether that rain is welcome or not. As a direct sales professional, your financial needs are truly unique. In my experience with clients, A one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter approach simply doesn't work. And that's why I created the Directly Financial Plan, a customizable plan that I use with direct sales professionals who want to plan for a healthy financial future. Now, if you or one of your team leaders would like to have a taste of the benefits of having a Directly Financial Plan, I encourage you to download my Let's Get Directly Financial self-assessment. This assessment has 10 financial milestones for direct sellers to determine how you're doing and to keep you on track. Before you begin a When It Rains money talk with someone on your team, I encourage you to download this assessment from the DSWA website so your team member can see how they're doing. It's my gift for you. If you're feeling a little nervous about money talks with your team, I can help you facilitate your first talk. I have a special offer exclusive to webinar attendees. I am hosting Ask Me Anything sessions where you can ask me any question you want about building a healthy financial future for your business and your family. Now, these questions can be specific to your business, your personal finances, or planning for philanthropy and retirement. And what's more, leaders can bring along several peers or team members who might benefit from learning more about the benefits of having a personalized, Directly Financial Plan. I would typically charge for a session like this, but if you reach out to schedule in by Valentine's Day, I'm doing them at no cost. It's my way of saying thank you for participating in these webinars and giving you a gift that you can pass along to your team or your peers. To schedule your session, email me directly at JNL, that's for John, A-N-D, LaRaine, at McCoyWealthAdvisors.com. Now to recap, when it rains, it pours. Plan for the unexpected. Welcome the unwelcome. Know the signs and symptoms of sudden wealth syndrome and sudden loss of wealth syndrome that direct sellers may experience. And look at ways you as a leader can support your team. Have money talks. Offer education. Lead by example. Share the importance of having a Directly Financial Plan to plan for the unexpected. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Nicki. Nicki, thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be able to share these tips, tools, and talking points with our distinguished audience. Thank you.
Oh, LaRaine, thank you so much, and congratulations to all of you who have been on this webinar series for being brave and digging deeper to have When It Rains talks with your teams. The slides, handouts, and links to LaRaine's website are available to members on the DSWA website. Now, be sure to mark your calendars for Part 4 of the Money Talks webinar, Leaving a Legacy. Oh, I love that one. You'll learn how to inspire your team to live their why with a legacy of financial leadership with their own teams, their families, and their communities. Again, congratulations for completing Part 3 of Money Talks.